Hey guys, this is Donna Apperson. I'm here to encourage you today and let you know you're destined for greatness. Today I want to talk about, I have 10 tips for you on how to be a diligent parent. So when I was raising my oldest daughter, I made a lot of mistakes, had a lot of fears and a lot of worries. And so from that, I did a lot of praying and I learned a lot through that. So now that I have a 13-year-old, I'm hoping to share some of the things that I'm learning and that I'm doing with you to kind of help you. So one of the things that you can do with your teens is to allow them to make choices whenever possible. Don't always step in. Let them make choices. Of course, they're going to make bad choices, but there's something to be said for a teenager learning when they fail and they get bad consequences. They will learn to make good choices if you allow them to. The second tip is know the power of saying no. Yes, we as parents have the power to say no, and you need to know that that's your right and that's your authority that God's given you. We know that teenagers don't typically think about their consequences after. So, you want to just make sure you're not issuing them a declaration because then it becomes a power struggle. But make sure you keep on having conversations with them to tell them the reason why it's important to have boundaries. The third tip is make sure you follow through consistently with appropriate consequences. So, when your kids are making good choices, then make sure you praise them. I know I often forget to do this. Make sure you when they're do test your limits, that you give them a punishment that kind of fits the crime, and also make sure you do it in fairness. So ahead of time, let them know what the limits are, let them know what the penalties are, so that way they know this is what's non-negotiable. The fourth thing is make sure you're always reevaluating your habits as a parent occasionally. So I pretty much know when things aren't going right with my relationship that it's time for me to look within to find out if what am I doing or what am I contributing to not help my relationship with them grow. The fifth thing is be consistent. So teens need to know what's expected of them. So, but when the rules change, like curfew changes, one time it's midnight, then it's 11, then they're just going to withdraw or lash out at you. So, you want to make sure, and I'm doing this with my daughter, that you create agreements. We've done this. We've done it with her cell phone. We're doing this while we're on social media, and it's really helped because she can always refer back to it. It's a way to keep her accountable and us accountable. The sixth thing is be patient. Patience is really hard, but we know that in the long run we can do it because God says we can. Ask him to show you perspective on the situations, and I've learned throughout the years some things are just not worth fighting for, and I just let it go. It's just not. If it's going to hurt the relationship, then I just move on. The seventh thing is keep up with what your teen is doing. This is really important because, of course, the way culture is and news and school, lots of things our teens are learning, they're misinformed. And so we need to be constantly educating them. One of the things I do is if Anna wants to go see a movie is I make sure I review it. I don't trust just because it says it's PG-13. Just because the world says it's age appropriate doesn't mean it actually is. 8, make sure you enjoy your teen. So, doesn't have to be always stressful and a struggle. Do things fun with them. Be purposeful in spending time with them. Usually on the weekends, it's the best time for us. So that's when I try and spend a day or even half a day or some quality time with Anna. Sometimes I ask her to go on errands with me. And believe it or not, car rides are amazing. You can have conversations with them and you really find out a lot about them. The ninth thing is meet a parent rejection with acceptance. So even though sometimes your kids will reject you when you're trying to hug and love on them, keep doing it anyway. Eventually they'll respond. And the 10th thing is, make sure you make encouragement a habit. They need this more than you know. They are dealing with so much stress inside their head and around them and in their bodies. They need to be constantly reminded of how wonderful they are, how they're doing a great job, and the more that we do that, the more confident and successful they'll be. So I hope this is helpful. Tune in tomorrow and I will have another series. So this is Donna Apperson, and I know you're destined for greatness, and I hope this helps you. If you feel that you know someone that it can help, please share it. Have a great evening.